So welcome to this video. In this video it's been exactly a year since we bought our Kon-Tiki 784 Konnie.
Yes.
And I want to look back at the things we like about the van, the things we've upgraded about the van, the things that have gone wrong with the van, and also how much it's blooming well cost us. Okay, so we're going to have a little walk round the van, and we'll take you around. We'll tell you what we've upgraded, what we've changed, what fell off, and what we really like about the van as well. So this is our Kon-Tiki, Konnie the Kon-Tiki, just a year old now, and just take you a walk round. Under the bonnet we've got 180 brake horsepower engine. It is an automatic. Done nothing to the front really, have we? So
no,
so nothing really to tell you there. Trying to keep the wheels nice and clean with a wheel cleaner. I've added the mirror guards here. These are mirror guards, and so far not needed them. The Kon-Tiki comes with this running board thing here, and I have mixed feelings about that because you can catch your foot on it. You can see there's a couple of scratches on there. And that's just a simple process of getting in and out of it. You've got the water filling point here and a electric point for connecting a pump to. Electric hookup point over the gas locker, and in the gas locker we've got two 6 kilogram bottles. We've got one of these changeover valves, so if you just want to change over the other cylinder, it's just a case of doing that. The green thing on there tells you when the gas has run out. It comes with the rupture sensor there, so if this gets cut, that operates and cuts the gas off immediately. It's got the crash sensor in there as well, so it's all good. The only problem I have with this gas locker is because that bottle is set back there, you actually have to take 2 bottles out to change the gas bottles, either of them. So if that one runs out, I've got to take that one out as well. So if I had a refillable one, then I wouldn't have to do that. But then I could put a 11 kilogram refillable one in here because it's tall enough, and a 6 kilogram Cala bottle. But discussions are ongoing with that. We've got an outside shower point here, Alde central heating. It comes with this really nice outside locker, yeah, and we'll keep most of our sort of waste pipes and things in here. The water filling points, rubber gloves, that sort of thing, sort of stuff you wouldn't want inside. Moving on to the garage. There's a light in here, so let's switch that on. There we go. Not much in the garage at the moment, but you can see it's a pretty big garage. It's not the biggest garage we've ever seen, but you've got a shelf at the back here, useful for keeping sort of bits and bobs in there. I try and keep most of the heavy stuff in the boxes here, keeps it nice and tidy. And other stuff in there, got Aqua Roll, Waste Master. I'll have a look at the other side. On the other side, we've got another wet locker here. I tend to keep things like on the hose lock things in there, collapse bucket, and that's the outside shower thing, quite handy, and the water hose in there. So, okay, so into the garage here. The first thing you notice is a little locker here, and this is quite useful, so you can keep things like Alde fluid and Solbio in there, and the number plate and bits and bobs, a little toolbox, and very useful little storage area. You've got mains socket here, you've got 12 volt, and they've got USB in there. I actually never used that USB, funnily enough. The garage is heated, it's got a radiator that goes all the way across, and the shelf obviously I've already shown you. A couple of hangers here, very useful, putting wet clothes in there. You've also got a vent there to drop down in there. There are tie downs in here, which you can see. Bit of a mess at the moment because I haven't got it fully packed. But yeah, very useful garage. And quite wide as well. And with the air suspension, which I'll cover in a minute, it actually is reasonably low and not too high to lift things over. In this little locker here, I've got a one lithium battery. I've added a lithium battery. I actually had from the previous one. It's in there somewhere. I've drilled a hole through there so I can actually pull that thing out. But that whole panel comes out, and yeah, Power Queen battery there. There is space for 2 batteries in there. So I could add a second battery if I wanted to. What you can't see at the moment is the detachable tow bar because I've detached it. So, but yeah, I have got a detachable tow bar, and it's quite handy being able to detach it because you don't bang your leg on it. I added a UK sticker, but other than that, that's pretty standard.
Got reversing cameras, haven't we?
Yeah, you have got the rear view and reversing camera there as well. Provision for a bike rack, not used a bike rack. The toilet cassette is here. I don't want to open that.
No.
But we have got here outside barbecue point and an outside 240 volt socket. I was really surprised how useful that is, particularly in the summer. And the vents for the fridge. There's an awning light there, and an awning, would you believe, above there.
And there's another light the other side, isn't there?
Yeah.
Another awning light.
On this side you've got another light. It's quite useful actually if you're on campsite with some friends, and you can use that to light the space between you. I did wonder how I was going to use that. One big thing we have added, I don't know if you can see it in there, is the air suspension. That is, the airbag is above there, so full air suspension. So air suspension on the front and air suspension on the rear. I'm sure you can't see that, but fantastically useful. The van is actually being levelled at the moment because our drive slopes towards me. So the suspension is adjusted for that. You can see it's slightly lower that side than it is this side. One thing that is quite annoying really, and it's not a fault of Swift or anyone, but I'll blame Fiat for it, is the locking mechanism. So every time you come in, after a delay, this door will lock.
Unless you've opened one of the front doors, isn't it? That
Yeah.
seems to stop it.
Yeah, so that is the only way we get round it, is by unlocking one of the front doors or having the key in the ignition, and that stops it locking. It's not going to do it now, is it? It'll do it as soon as I start talking. What normally happens is these catches here, there's little contactors here, and they contact on that. And if they get a bit dirty, they don't make contact, and the van doesn't know that the habitation door's closed. And that stops the automatic locking working as they close there, like that. Whilst on the subject of air suspension, I have done a whole video when we had the air suspension fitted, but you do get a controller for it, and various sort of functions on there, but the functions we really like are the auto levelling, which
There we go. Hey.
the auto levelling, which you can do when you're on campsite, and most of the time, 90% of the time, that we don't need levelling ramps for that. So it's been
Only needed it once, haven't we, at Wharfdale?
Yeah, just the once. Yeah.
So we picked a really...
Yeah, I think the worst one possibly. So that has been absolutely brilliant. The other one is the off-road mode. It doesn't raise, I wouldn't say raise it up a huge amount. It doesn't turn it into a Land Rover, but it does raise it up far enough not to worry about when you have to drive over curbs. Particularly sometimes when I get out to the drive here, I put it in off-road mode because there's always a danger of scraping things on a high curb.
Which is when you knock the pipe off, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is when I knocked the pipe off, and I'd forgotten to do it.
Yeah, because we had vans everywhere out here, didn't we? Yeah.
So getting out of our drive sometimes is a nightmare because people park opposite us.
Yes.
And it can be quite difficult. And the other really good facility is the emptying the water facility. It tilts the van to the side where the water is. And I've done a video on that. showing how that works. So yeah, really, really, really useful. There are some other modes which I haven't used yet. One is the ferry mode.
Which we will have to use soon, won't we?
Yeah. And the other one is getting under height barrier mode. And I don't think I want to risk that.
No. I'll get out if you want
Yeah,
to do that
that's
one.
right. But there you go. That's the air suspension. That's been most of the money we've spent on upgrades.
And it's been well worth it, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely worth it. I just start at the cab area really. We plumped for the automatic with 180 brake horsepower. We're so glad we did. This automatic gearbox is fantastic. You've just got the 2-pedal driving. You've got cruise control, so it really is on a motorway. You just set it to cruise control. I normally set it about 60, 62, 64 miles an hour, and it does the rest for you. It's so relaxing. I think obviously, and the seats are so comfortable as well, that it makes driving long distances so much more pleasurable. And I think when we go to Denmark,
well, we took it to Denmark last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
And had quite a long drive. And you said you weren't half as tired as you've been previously with the other van.
No, that's right. So,
But you've done whole videos, haven't you, on the dashboard, the steering wheel,
yeah. I mean, you've got all the controls on the steering wheel now. Most of the things that you need. You know, you can operate the sat nav from there. You can make phone calls from it. It's so much more like a sort of a modern car really than the previous van was. And so I'll put a link to those videos up there somewhere, and you can have a look at that. And you've got the full size screen here, which took a bit of getting used to really. And this is brilliant. I can't show you the screen because it will come up with our address and everything, so we'll publish to the world where we live.
Yeah, that's right.
So again, I've done a video on the sat nav and all the controls in there, but this is really good, and it's, like I say, much more like a sort of a modern car with all, you know, air conditioning controls and all the other controls down here. A minor little upgrade here is I've added this little USB socket here, and it's got if I switch the ignition on, it's got a voltmeter on it. So we've got a little voltmeter on this USB. So it's a USB power delivery and a fast charge socket, and it tells me what the voltage of the vehicle battery is, which is really useful, particularly after the problems I had on the previous van with the airbag module. So I can quickly check to see if the battery's in good condition before starting the engine. We've got this little thing here, and that's the sat-nav USB, and that's the dash cam. I've also added one of these little voltmeter USB things here as well. Just change that one. Does mean I've got a USB-C and a quick charge there as well. The other thing that's pretty annoying about the radio on this, or the media, whatever you want to call it, is the 20-minute timeout. Every 20 minutes this switches off. So if you want to listen to Greatest Hits Radio or Planet Rock or whatever, you only can listen to it for 20 minutes without having to switch it on again. And I've spoken to Fiat, and they said it's a safety feature to prevent you draining the van, draining the battery. Annoying. Other than that, this is a pretty standard sort of Fiat cab. You've got the drink holders down there. You've got somewhere to put your phone. You've got a USB socket there. It is just the USB socket. You can put your phone in there and it connects wirelessly. Yeah, like I say, it's all fairly standard Fiat stuff. You've got the lights up here. Yeah, so we've got, moving just back from the cab, we've got electric socket here, main socket, and another one over there, which is really useful. We've got some reading lights here, some flexible reading lights. We've got electric sunroof here, this great big sunroof up here, which which is fantastic. You've got to remember to unlock it here, but we haven't had that open for a little while yet. Moving above that, you've got another light here, which is quite useful when we're filming. Seat belts, double armrests, the seats tilt, they go up and down. They do all the sort of things that nice seats should do. We've had some sort of mixed responses about this table we've got here. This table is quite useful. As it stands at the moment, it's like that, but you can fold it out, and then it is quite a huge table. It does go up and down. You've got a button on there if you can just do the button for us. So it can come up quite high. What I find myself doing is using this to do my editing, so I can sit here, put my laptop there, and it's just about the right height. But this table has got a catch under here. This catch here, and that you push that up, and that allows you to turn and swivel this in all sorts of different positions. So let me show you some of the positions we get into. So first of all, you've got the position. Takes a little bit of wrangling sometimes. Yeah, so this is having a meal position, so this is quite good. It's a little bit high here, so obviously I'd have it a little bit lower, but we can both sit either side and share a meal. Obviously if we've got friends, we could pull the thing out there, and you could do it that way as well.
Yes, we tended to do it the first way we showed, didn't we?
Yeah.
So it's great for rummy cub meals.
Yeah.
We have fish and chips in here, haven't we?
That's right.
And it's always there. You know, before we had a table that you had to keep getting out, and then I found it easier to get round that table. Yeah. Because you've just got the big leg, haven't you?
That's right. You've got a single leg.
Rather than four legs that you sort of trip over.
And you can sort of put it out of the way. You can put it right out of the way, and it is almost sort of completely out of the way then. So yeah, in the other position, I'll put it too low down now.
You're too low down.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
put me up a bit. That's it. That's it. The other position is, like I say, is you could have it completely round the other way. That way round as well. So yeah, it takes a bit of wrestling, but overall I think it's a great idea.
I think we would miss it now, wouldn't we? I
think so. Yeah.
I mean, obviously you can't take it outside.
No.
That was always the advantage of the other table, that you could take it outside, but yeah, it's just so easy to use. Yeah.
The drawback of it, of course, is, like you say, is the leg. I think if they'd fitted that a bit more in the centre, it would be a bit easier, because if you look, there's not a huge amount of room.
No, so if you're sort of trying to sit in that position, it is a little bit awkward, but I'm just thinking back to when you had the other table that filled the whole gap, and it was really difficult to get round.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you sit there, then and you want to move over there, you've actually got to get up and go round.
You have, yeah.
Yeah, so remove these seats. You've got these pull things here that hold it in position. So I can take these cushions out. And this one as well. I just want to show you what's under here. So we've got a little thing here. And this is for making up the bed, would you believe?
We've done a whole video showing how easy that is, haven't we?
Yeah. But normally that little thing's going to be like that. And then you've got the Sargent power supply unit there. So if you've not seen this Sargent power supply unit, you've got the system shutdown button, you've got a reverse polarity indicator, the charger button, and the heating hot water. The MCDs there, the miniature circuit breakers, and the 12 volt fuses. So that's all under there. Now, I can't show you this, but I'll probably insert a little clip from a previous video. Under there is a DC-DC converter and an AC-DC converter specially adapted for the lithium battery. And that was all done through Sargent. And like I say, I'll put some clips in here to show you that. So I'm going to show you the Alde filter unit we've got, the Aquaclear, the UV Aquaclear filter, and that's actually under this sofa here, so more cushion shuffling. Move that out of the way. I think it's probably easier if I lift the chair up and you can see it then. Okay, right, I've moved all the cushions, and what we've got under here is the Alde Aquaclear system. What we've got here is a UV filter, and the UV filter kills viruses and bacteria with a UV light, would you believe, and a carbon filter there. And this is plumbed in from the water from the water supply. So as the water is fed in from the tank, it's filtered before it goes to the surge and the pump. So all the water is filtered, not just the cold water, the cold and hot water. So all the water that we've got in the van has been killed of bacteria and filtered. So it does mean now we can drink from the tap.
That cost $399, didn't it, plus fitting?
Yeah, plus fitting. Yeah, and Todd's fitted this, and I'm very happy with it. It does mean we're not relying on bottled water or not worrying about what sort of water we're filling the van's tank with. Now, if I do want to clean the water, I can remove the carbon filter out of that as well. But there you go. And it neatly brings us onto the travel chairs. Of course, we have got 2 travel seats in the van as well, and we have done a video on this, so I won't show the whole setting up. But there we are, I've got the travel seats, which is really useful if you're taking people with you. So there'll be one that side, and there'll be another one that side. And that's the sofa, magically back into position. Sofas themselves are really comfortable. They are very good. They're not really long enough to stretch out, but then we've got a bed for that. So, got this flap here, and whilst it's really useful in increasing the workspace, what was happening was, because it got a magnetic catch there and another magnetic catch there, it was rattling as we were driving along. A simple solution I got was finding a little bit of foam rubber there, so that when I close it, that doesn't rattle.
No, I found that flap really useful for dishing up meals.
Yeah, and for someone to store your camera gear.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So these cupboards in the lounge are pretty good. Most of this seems to be taken up with Poppy's stuff. We've got some books in there, we've got Poppy's leads and things in there, stuff for the van and Poppy, and stuff for Poppy. But over here, it's not really sorted out, but tea towels everywhere to stop the glasses from rattling. Again, we've got anti-slip mats in there. Load of games in there. But the lockers are really good size. You can see they're quite tall as well. They go all the way up to the top of the ceiling. Yeah. Let's talk about the kitchen. This model, I think in the 24, they introduced these drawers. I've seen other models, the 23 models, which we looked at, had the cupboard door that opened. I think these drawers are far more useful.
Yeah, I really didn't. I mean, the Bolero had a carousel thing, didn't it, that went round. Then the Kontiki Sport had just a thing that opened up with a cutlery drawer and shelves. Yeah. And then they've decided to do this, which is so much better. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I would say is that I can never get the drawers to line up. They are adjustable, and I've spent ages trying to get them all to line up. Yeah. And never mind. And it has got a little thing on the side here, which is just for your. We've got the oven trays in there, haven't we? And the top thing. Things we hardly ever use. Cupboard. Yeah. It comes with a washing up bowl. Yeah, which was a first. They didn't give us one before. Yeah. And I thought I'd clean this, but obviously I hadn't. But my bad. Sack the cleaner. Cupboards in the kitchen are quite good, quite handy.
They're a bit high for you though, aren't they?
Yes, yeah.
Particularly that one.
That one up there is, yeah, if I want the fan heater, I have to stand on a ladder or ask you.
Yeah, no, I think it's this one that's most difficult because
Yeah,
you've got obviously got the top
yes,
there, isn't
that's
it?
right.
Yeah.
They were gone back to this idea of a cupboard this side.
Yeah,
they didn't in the Kontiki, Sport. They put them both over there, and I found both difficult then.
Yeah, I've taken out the wire things that it had for cups and plates.
Yeah, because we prefer just to use our own, don't we?
Yeah, that's right. And I've used these sort of separators to separate the cups and everything. But in this cupboard you've got the plug for the microwave, and you've got the access to the Wi-Fi aerial on the roof. The Wi-Fi is actually here, and this came fitted with the van. We haven't changed it. We've got a we've got a Vodafone SIM in that one at the moment, but it's been pretty good. It is one of these sort of mobile ones. It's got attached to a magnetic base, and it's got the aerial going in and out of it, and it is permanently connected, so it's permanently on. And
it hasn't sort of shut itself down or anything, has it?
I've not done anything weird at all.
No.
So it's been quite good. I'm not a fan of this microwave, really.
No, it's. I think it's because we don't really understand some of the power things. I mean, it's got cooking powers 1 to 9, I think it is, and 7 is jacket potato. I know that much. It's the defrost ones.
Yeah.
There's about 4 of them, and when we looked them up in the manual, they're mainly for defrosting meat.
Yeah.
So when I've come to do bread, I've sort of put it on for about 20 seconds, and then it's come out warm.
Right.
So there doesn't seem to be a defrost setting for bread. It seems to be just meat, but I tend to use this instant start because that sort of steps up in like minutes.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
You can pause and cancel it, but
of course the great thing about it is there's no turntable.
So you don't have to remember to take the turntable out when you're moving. So no,
that's right.
It's okay.
It's okay. So the rest of the kitchen, really, we've got the light for the habitation area and 2 main sockets. I use one of these to charge the security camera. Did a video on this, the Reolink 4K camera, and that's plumbed in, so it's pointing at the door so we can record anyone who comes in that shouldn't be coming in, and it sets off an alarm as well.
Yeah, it's quite loud actually, the alarm it sets off.
It will make you think. And it uploads to the cloud as well, so even if they destroy it, we've still got footage of who they are. You've got a splashback panel here, a plastic splashback panel, and a glass one there. Really like the cooker.
I really do, because this is very solid.
This is like a cast iron grill.
Compared with the previous cooker. Yeah. And we haven't had any problems with any knobs falling off.
Yeah, don't mess with them though.
No, but that's what's happening with the other one.
Oven grill.
Yeah, I also wonder why we need a grill, but we have made toast when we've been off grid and forgotten the power bank, haven't we?
No, that's right. And underneath we've got a drawer here. We keep some more pots and pans and pan lids and things. And last but not least in the kitchen is we've got a fridge which we've actually got switched off at the moment. I'll switch it on. I'll come on to this in a minute. Fridge on, we just put it on so we've got some lights. One upgrade I have done recently, I saw at the Yorkshire show someone had put these anti-slip things in there. I thought, that's a good idea. But yeah, it's quite a good fridge. I did manage to drop this drawer, so I managed to put a crack in there and there, but it's still working. But that was my fault. But yeah, no, it's a good fridge.
It's an auto one, isn't it? So
yeah, it's a full auto, and it is a double door. The drawback with it is that this bottom catch doesn't always shut properly, and would make it more difficult to open it that way.
Which we don't tend to do a lot of.
No. So as long as we remember to give it a good shove.
I mean, the only trouble is if you've got like coats and things.
Coats and aprons in the way.
They get stuck in there.
That's it.
Cupboard above here, aren't we?
Yeah, cupboard above. We keep our kitchen roll holders. I've upgraded the Vision Plus thing there to one that, if I can switch it on, it's a real reach in there. It's one of these ones that got an indicator to say what the signal strength is. I had that on the previous fan, so I've just swapped it over. Still got the standard Truma solar controller in there. Added one of these fire stick thingies. It's got the, I forgot what it's called, status aerial, usual sort of thing, you know, wind it up, turn it round, get a signal, and that red light turns green when you've got a good signal.
Don't tend to use that much now, do we, with the internet?
We've also got our fire blanket in there. This is quite a useful locker underneath the fridge here. Generally tend to keep tins in there and bottles. Moving round the corner. Got the TV up here. This is on a piece of wood that's actually bonded to this side panel. Todd's did this for us before we picked up the van, and we leave it in position. It's on its lock position at the moment, just slightly tilted forward. It doesn't move, it stays exactly where it is. Got a Chromecast on it, and sometimes plug it in via long HDMI so they can watch Sky Go.
Yeah.
Over here, and again we've done a video on this, we've got the Sargent Swift control panel, which is really good. So you've got the dimmers there, you can adjust the dimmers in the bedroom, adjust the dimmers in the lounge, or you can just go on the slider there. You've got all the facilities telling you what's charging the battery. We've got a bit of solar this morning. We've got some electric going into the leisure battery. We've got some load going into the load. Tells you the condition of the batteries. Over here we've got a limiter, so it's set on 16 amps, so you can obviously reduce that if you want to. If you're on a hookup, say Summers Wood, and only got 10 amps on it. And we've got the water. So it comes with, obviously, switch the pump on, 2 electric drain valves. We haven't had any problems with the 2 drain valves as yet. We did on the previous van, but obviously you can drain the water. That's the fresh water drain, and that's the wastewater drain. And a tank heater heats the water in the tank only slightly, as long as there's 25% in either of those. It doesn't switch on if there's no water in there. We've got sensors for what the temperature is inside and outside, and the humidity. And we've got the heating controls. Again, I've done a whole video on this, but you've got a timer. You can choose energy between electric or gas, and you can set temperature manually. It's got a water heater with a boost. You've got the fridge controls. This is set on auto. It tells you the setting you're on. It tells you what the fridge is doing at the moment. I just switched it on, so it says it's warm, obviously. It will choose between gas 12 volt or 230 volts. It's on auto at the moment, so we're on it, hookup. If there's no hookup, it will choose gas unless the engine's been running, in which case there'll be a 50-minute delay. It will choose 12 volts whilst you're going along, or 230 volts if you tell it to. Okay, so moving down, we've got this little area in here, and we tend to put our hats in there. There is, you can't, if you can see it down there, there is a wireless charging point in there, and that is the daftest place to put a wireless charger.
Really get phones in there, can we?
Because if I try and put my phone in there, my phone doesn't fit. I know it's a big phone, but goodness sake. And there's the door, Robin Lynn's umbrella. Thank you, Robin Lynn. Waste bin. And yeah, and a fly screen, which I obviously can't open at the moment because the door's closed. There is another sort of locker there as well, which we don't really use. Just on the other side is a vent, and that is for the heater. So when the heater's on, you've got a blower there, and if I put the heating up, and that's will blow out warm air. You can switch it off, but we have got Alde wet central heating in here, and there are radiators behind there, actually behind the cooker, would you believe, there's one, and
Yes.
there's two in the bedroom. So,
Yeah.
and it does get nice and warm. We haven't had any problems with this van being too cold.
No, we've been too hot, actually, if anything, haven't we?
That's right. We've got a couple of skylights up here. This is not a hecky one, this is one of the other, I can't remember the name of it, but hardly use that one at all. Obviously you've got the big one I've already mentioned, and moving into the washroom, try not to call it the bathroom, we've got one of these fans, and I forgot what it's called.
Max fan, isn't it?
Maxi fan, that's it, Maxi fan. And I don't know why it's in the washroom.
We
It
don't
should
know
really
where
be in
else
the
for it
kitchen.
to go, is there? Because that's
No.
that's tilted.
No, it has to be on a level, and of course with the way they've got the roof tilts that way, so they can't put it in there.
Mind you, when it was hot was it Denmark, we were hot, we had that on, and
Yeah.
it was cooling down the bedroom,
Yeah,
which is probably what we want it for more than anything.
yeah. If we considered getting air conditioning, our air conditioning would have to go there.
Yeah, I know.
So we've sort of put that off for now.
Yeah. Last summer was just wet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we didn't get
We
didn't get
need it.
hot.
No, it was about 2 days, I think. Yeah. Toilet's on a good height.
It's on the right level.
Yeah. You've got a little area there for toilet rolls.
Yeah.
Electric flush. A good sized cupboard. Hope we've not got anything horrible in here. A nice cupboard here, and it's got these elasticated straps there which came with the van. Notice the older models didn't have that, so you open the cupboard and everything fell out.
Yeah.
So they do listen to customer feedback. Towel rail, toilet roll holder. Other thing we found when we got the van was this door didn't latch anyway. And what they added is that magnetic catch there. Swift should have added a magnetic catch, and they forgot to do it. So it keeps that door open. Most of the time when you're in the van you need it just in that position. But if you're having a shower you can close it off.
And it's quite a big area, isn't it?
And it's quite a good area. If I can go into the shower and show you this area. Yeah, no, it's good. And I've really enjoyed this washroom.
Yeah, it is. It's one of the best features.
Yeah, you can close it off if you can just there's a couple of catches up here. So you can close it off if you want a bit of privacy, or you want to get rid of the other half. And that's a fully enclosed washroom and changing area.
What you must remember to do is put these back, though.
Yeah, that was one of my van life disasters, wasn't it?
It was a disaster, yeah.
Yeah, what I did is that I didn't secure this one. This door came along and it fell off this runner.
Yeah, and it could have been worse. It could have smashed all the shower.
There was an almighty crash whilst we were going along.
I thought, what's that? And it struggled to get in the door as well because we'd shut that door. Yeah. But since then, it's on my
To-do
thing
list.
there, so I always make sure the bolts are sharp.
Yeah. Okay, just having a quick look in the shower. There's a reasonable amount of standing room in here. We've not had a problem getting in and out of here. There is a little bit of a wheel arch intrusion.
But I don't really notice that. It's not as if it's at the back of the shower and limiting your space.
No. I've added these two stickers, sucker things up there. Don't tend to use them. You have got a towel rail.
Yeah.
Use that for drying towels.
And you've got this outside, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, a hanger there as well. The shower, I've seen the newer models and they've got a slightly lighter door than this. This is quite a heavyweight thing, and it's got this catch, and this was one of the things that went wrong, that this catch actually broke. The tendency is you pull that and twist it to open it. If you accidentally let that go back in and then you shut that, it breaks this catch.
And I think that's what I did. I thought, oh, it's closing it. Don't need to do anything else, but
No,
but I think I broke it.
So we've been using this strap really
As just as an extra thing.
Just an extra security to make sure
that just doesn't take long to do.
Just tie it onto there. Can't do it one-handed. There you go. Twin drainers on the shower floor. Should mention that.
So normally, you know, once we've done the levelling thing,
which brings us back to the air suspension.
It does, yeah.
The great thing about levelling is that you can always make sure that your shower.
I think there's only been one site we've been on where it was a
Wharfdale.
problem. Was it Wharfdale again?
Wharfdale,
yeah. It wouldn't drain properly.
No. Where Jenny's standing. Jenny's wearing her slippers, incidentally, so I'm sorry about that.
It's for you.
Got a bit of a shoe locker here, really, in there, which is quite handy. A bit of a bigger locker here, which tend to use for our wash bags, for our laundry. And then you've got little drawers here.
I really like those little drawers.
Yeah, they're just about the right size for
socks
undies and socks.
Things. Yeah, they are.
And hankies, occasional hats, and stuff like that. One little drawback is we don't have access to the garage. I think it would have been nice if they put a little door in there, just so you can reach in and get things out of the garage.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to, see if we can get a door fitted there somehow.
Is that the back of the garage, though?
That's the back of the garage.
It is the back of the garage.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
yeah.
right. That's where the garage ends. There, goes across that way. Because in here, you've got quite a big locker with a hanger here, which you can pull out, and plenty of space in there for your old shopping bags. Oop. And across here is somewhere for us to stick our stickers and keep our Tassimo.
We need to keep t-shirts in there, don't we?
Yeah, tend to keep t-shirts and towels and things in here. Underneath we've got the Alde unit. I don't know how much of that you can see, but it's all under there. And the the boiler drain is down there as well, if you can see that. So just moving into the bedroom. Excuse the mess, we've got all the pillars everywhere. But yeah, it's good. The beds have been brilliant, been really comfortable. The Duvalet mattresses, we've got we've put Duvalet toppers on there as well. Someone's been eating in bed here.
That'd be you, wouldn't it?
In this cupboard, we've got the Alde fluid reservoir. 2 sockets up there, which we hardly ever use.
I use them.
Do you?
Hairdryer.
Oh, hairdryer. Right, yeah, okay. One criticism of this van, and I hope Swift are listening, is that this is really annoying, because my feet are forever banging against that.
And it limits the size of the TV you can have.
Yeah, well, I'll come on to that in a second, but what I tend to do is my feet tend to end up over here, and I'm not using the whole width of the bed for my feet. Just, it's just a design thing, isn't it? They could have made this cupboard smaller, perhaps brought it up there. But let's see that it needs to be that that tall. I mean, so there's nothing in there. You can't store anything in it anyway. And then on the other side, you've got the same problem, is you've got a very small area for the TV. We've got quite a small TV that Todd's have managed to fit in there for us, but you've got a whole load of space, wasted space there, and somewhere to bang your feet on. So that's not the best design feature of the van. Obviously we've got windows there, we've got lights all the way around. There's no lockers in the back here, as you can see, which sort of keeps it nice and simple, and you don't bang your head on anything. There's quite a bit of headroom in here. I always do this when I get in any other van that's got beds. We've got this little table here. This has been really good. It's a little sort of coffee table, really. I just mentioned the Tablecoaster. This is not a promotion, but I did a video on the Tablecoaster. I think I mentioned it before, and it's a little device that it's got like a reusable sticky thing that sticks down. You can got a thing that allows you to put glasses in there or coffee mugs in there, and these stick to this. And you can put it away, and when you drop it down, you can put your coffee mugs in there and have breakfast in bed, which is wonderful. USB is up here, light switch, and 12 volts. This little switch over here is is to enable this temperature sensor for the Alde. So you can measure the temperature in the bedroom rather than the lounge by switching that on. Got a little mirror up there, and you've got the main light switch there. Speakers above, lights there. It's a really comfortable place to be. Yeah, I like this bedroom a lot. There is a bit of a step up, but we've sort of got used to that now. I know we were always complaining about steps up. But there you go, that's our bedroom. Yeah, and the other thing to mention, I'll put in the clip here, is the other problem we had is with the pipe coming off the radiator underneath there. I think that was probably the most serious problem we had, where it leaked Alde fluid and lost a fair bit of Alde fluid. But again, I'll put in the details of the video in here. The one to mention is me knocking off the freshwater drain pipe, and like I say, I did that knocking it on the curb getting out of here because a load of cars parked across the road. So yeah, that was my fault completely. Yeah, the other thing to mention is that waste cap. It is quite low. I have had this tank cradle fitted, which it stops the bottom of the tank sagging. Suspension is quite low there, but it is a vulnerable thing there. It is quite easy to scrape it, but as long as you're aware of it and you're careful, it's not always a problem. So let's have a look at how much this van has actually cost us over the year.
That's right, yeah. I mean, this is the first year, so obviously we've done quite a few upgrades. Yeah. I mean, accessories have cost us £10,541.11.
Yeah.
Now, a fair bit of that was to get the air suspension
done. About 90% of that.
About 90% was to get that done. Yeah. So hopefully, you know, obviously we're going to have it checked, aren't we, in 2 years' time. But the majority that has been paid for. Yeah. And we really like it. It's really feel like it's been worth it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can I just interject here?
Yeah.
One question people are going to ask, and we're not going to mention it in this, is how much did the motorhome cost? Well, I suggest you go on the Swift website and have a look how much a Swift Kon-Tiki 784 costs.
That's right. Yeah, because obviously we were part exchanging a van, so you really need to know how much one costs.
And we're not going to go into the details of the deal we did with Todd's either. So.
No.
So please don't ask.
No. Right. So other expenses we've had during the year. We've spent £2,500 on fuel, which has taken us diesel. Yes, we've taken us about £198 on gas.
On gas?
Gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been having the discussion about whether we should get a refillable cylinder. Now, I asked when I saw gas low at the NEC how much a single 11 kilogram refillable cylinder was, and that was 411.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a long-term investment if we were to do that.
It'll take at least, how many years? Someone else do the sums for me, but it would take a few years to actually
that's right,
pay back. I mean, there's obviously the benefits of flexibility, you know, being able to fill up when we're on the continent, particularly, of refillable. But let's not get into that discussion. There's a whole different video there, isn't it?
Can you make a video about just about that?
Yeah.
Insurance has been fairly expensive because we've done more European travel. This includes our trip to Denmark last year, includes the trip this year, and includes vehicle insurance as well. So that's about 2,000 altogether. That
when I've said how much we've paid for our motor insurance for the van, a lot of people have said that's quite high. I think it is high, and there's two factors. I think we had a no claims no fault claim rather, on the motorhome many years ago.
Yeah.
And that's still affecting our premium, our basic premium. But with also the fact that we are in quite a high risk area where we live.
Yeah.
And that affects the premium as well. So we do pay
That's
quite
right.
a lot for our insurance. And I have shopped around.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. With the Caravan and Motorhome Club, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah. It seemed to be about the best of the...
When you were ringing round,
Yeah.
So what else have we actually spent that's on the van itself? Well, we had a towbar fitted, £475.
Yeah.
And we paid tax. The first year tax was 220. Next year it's 165.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well you pay more in the first year, don't you? As
I think so,
it?
yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
the vehicle service we had done, we've had that done at Walton Summit, haven't we?
Yeah.
That was £615.
Yeah.
And then we had the habitation service done at Todd's, 440, but that included labour to fit the thing for the Alde, the water filter.
Which we'll have covered in the video.
Yeah, and that's included in our accessories total.
Yeah.
But £9.50 on parking.
Only £9.50?
Because often when we're parking, we've got the car, haven't we?
Oh, because we're using the car.
The car, yeah.
So we spent about £900 on parking with the car, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a poor car. You're always going to one of those Ringo apps, aren't you?
Yeah, I ought to have shares in Ringo.
Yeah, I've started separating out when we go to a site and we have to pay for electric. I've only just started doing it.
Yeah.
So at the moment the total is only £19.72.
And that was Goodley Hill, wasn't it?
Yes, right, yeah. But I am going to, in future, if we go to other CLs or even our club sites where we're on a meter, then I'm going to put that total separate.
Okay.
So that's in future years.
Okay.
And other things, I mean, we've been into museums and castles, it's about £600.
Yeah.
Now we come on to meals out, which we could cut out completely, couldn't we? That's £3,695.
Wow.
Wow, it's amazing, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I do enjoy a meal out. I mean, it saves you cooking, or saves me cooking.
Yeah, it's also when we're at shows, you know, we go have coffee.
It's socialising as well with other people.
Socialising with other people. So I mean, it's in money we've spent that we've spent enjoying ourselves.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Campsites.
Okay. So how much we spent on campsites?
£6,818.15, but we've been away for £198.
Yeah.
And often, I mean, I could reduce the costs a bit.
198 days, you mean?
Yeah. Nights. Well, it's nights, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you said pounds.
Did I?
That's what's confused.
Oh, sorry. There's 198 nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, at an average, would you believe, still of £32 a night.
Right.
Now, we could probably get that average down if we didn't go on service pitches sometimes when we're there for a few days, but I like to do that for you because then you can concentrate on your work and things and not filling the aqua roll.
Not lugging the aqua roll and the waste master about.
That's right, yeah.
Campsite
So,
all day
I mean,
long.
Campsites are our choice, aren't they?
Yeah,
I understand other people don't want to go on campsites, don't like them, but they're our choice.
Yeah, and so we could go off grid, we could park for night and
we could
do all that, but like I say, it's our choice.
Yeah, and we're meeting people that are friends, aren't we, and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's basically what our costs have been. But they're like we always say at the end of these cost things, the benefit we've had from it, the enjoyment we've had from it, the fact that it enables us to travel to different places, to see different things, Poppy to run up steps at castles, all that sort of thing. You can't measure that in
cost, in pure money. No, I mean the fact that we've got a warm, comfortable place to come back to when the weather's been inclement, and I always remember your mum and dad saying about using cottages. She always said, "Oh, the beds are always uncomfortable," or "I can't sit on that sofa." It's your own bed. It's your own sofa.
That's right. Yeah, and you can't beat it really.
No.
The whole lifestyle and the friends that we made through it, are worth every penny.
Yeah.
So on that
Yeah.
That bombshell. Yeah.
I hope you found this interesting, and if you did, give us a thumbs up and a like. Thumbs up and a like, it's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it is, yeah. The subscribe would be
that would be
great.
even better.
That cheers Poppy out. Yeah.
So we'll catch you in a future video.
Yeah, okay then.
So see you soon.
Yeah, bye
Bye
then.
then.